So, this is Josh Nawrot, Tim Meduna. Josh began his career on the ground floor of the mortgage banking industry in 2003.
Wait, who wrote this?
I don't know. That's pretty accurate.
Wow. That's true.
So, he has constantly been in the top mortgage originator, and he runs a very successful business. Tim has a long history of mortgage lending and joined Northern Mortgage to help deliver top-notch customer service and common sense lending. Tim and his team work one-on-one with their clients to deliver the highest level of customer service and make a whole loan process simple and smooth. So please help me welcome Josh and Tim.
All right. Come on, you guys got to be louder. We got to be a little bit cooler than Realtor Safety. I'm big on Realtor Safety. Tim and I will co-host open houses and help you, and we'll be like the bouncers. So come on, let's everybody scream, shout, wake up. Let's hear it. Good. Now they're all going to come from there over here.
Because we're going to learn the safety measures to come at us. Yes.
We're going to learn the safety measures. So I'm Josh Nawrot, as I have met, I would say, most of you. Tim, does that even work?
No, it's not. I'm just going to act like it is.
So we need the microphones. I didn't want the microphones, but they said we needed the microphones for the videos. So I think a lot of the presentations that are going to be had are going to be in your guys' archives. So you guys will be able to, kind of see those again and review them and everything else like that. So that's why we have microphones.
Hello. All right.
So my favorite story of Tim.
Oh, boy.
We joined forces about two and a half years ago, and Tim is very laid back, very personable, very chilled. Agree or disagree? I can be a little bit more intense, a little bit more business driven, a little bit more let's go get it. So I think it was one of the first couple of months at the office, and I get a FaceTime. We don't normally FaceTime each other. It's like a call or a quick text, right? I get a FaceTime request from Tim at about 7:45 p.m. I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. So I accept it reluctantly. I'm in my front yard. I go, Tim, he is giggling like I've never heard him giggle before. And he goes, Josh, I did something. And then he continues to giggle. And I'm like, this is really not good. FaceTime, 7:45 p.m., more giggling. He goes, I bought something on Facebook Marketplace. I know you're going to say no, but it's already here.
All right, yeah.
It's a little bit bigger than what I thought it was going to be, but it's here. And then he proceeds to flip the FaceTime around, and it is the largest golf mat I have ever seen. Putting mat that I've ever seen. Takes over the entire side B. Who's seen the putting mat on that side B? He is you're probably going to say no. I said, Tim, it's there. One, I don't know how you got it in the building by yourself. The thing probably weighs 300 pounds.
Moved the table already, everything. It was already, the flags were out, everything. I already putted a few times. I thought it was going to be the length of 3 chairs. It ended up being the length of the first row.
Yeah, it's about the size of all the chairs combined. So that's probably one of my favorite stories of Tim. I'll never forget it. It's a lot of fun. You are definitely the captain of fun, and
I try.
Now you know something a little bit more about Tim.
Yes. So I joined up with Northern 2 years ago, and a little over 2 years ago, and it's been an amazing 2 years. The day that I made the decision, because we do live pretty close to each other, I went over there, and I was like, hey, I'm going to accept. I'll do the resignation tomorrow with the other company. He had Dom Perignon waiting for me. I'm like, just take a bourbon. You don't need give me whiskey. But we're sitting champagne, and to be honest with you, this guy drives me or pushes me to be better every day. His more involvement or more energy is what we see every morning. When you see this right now, 8:05 in the morning, he's like this in the office.
It freaks the staff out.
It does.
Because then about 10 a.m. I disappear. I gotta take a nap.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
what's going on?
He's passionate with what he does. He's built an amazing business, an amazing husband, father, and I'm honored to be on the stage with you, which I guess I should probably move it to yours and such. His dog does not look like that at all anymore. The dog is shaved.
He got shaved.
Dog's upset chewing everything at his house. It's been a bad couple of days for the dog.
And the house.
Yes. So, but we are honored to be here. What an amazing first day. Did everybody get some good takeaways from the first day? Yeah. I think the main thing is I don't want to ever piss off the doppelganger Rock ever, because he looks like he would crush everybody in this room altogether. But we're kind of doing participation, here. So we're going to ask a few questions throughout the whole thing. So, Doug, what was your biggest takeaway from the first day?
I would say just commit to the, even when things on a daily basis, sometimes things don't look good or don't feel good, but you have to stay with it. You have to stay doing the things that are required. That was my big takeaway.
Nice. Chad?
Don't lie, tell the truth.
I really don't like Josh. I'm just kidding. No, that was a good speech. What was your biggest takeaway?
Honestly, who was the realtor coach? Was that Vandana?
The one from Vegas?
Yes. I caught some of her class talking about the disc. That was awesome. Like talking about how she pushes her staff, the fact that she doesn't want people on her team for forever. And it was just a total mindset shift. So that'll be definitely a video you guys will want to watch and connect back again.
I liked what she said, and you guys will probably be able to use with KV Core. She has like 76 touch points for every new client on a yearly basis. Now, that might sound like a lot, but if you leave a voicemail and then you shoot it or send them an email, that's 2. So it's really not a ton. But I thought that was, with your guys' KV Core system, should be very easy to set up. So I thought that was a huge takeaway for you guys and such. So, so our class is called Time Management, Hold Yourself Accountable, but also your schedules. We're just going to talk about a bunch of things and some tactics as well. Anything major that you want to get out of this class, though, other than just those? Josh wanted to kind of keep it open for him and such.
Yes. What are your biggest, or what are the biggest things that you guys want to learn in this class? You're up early. It's 8 a.m. You guys are mostly awake, from what I can see here. Anybody?
Len?
I think the biggest thing for me is okay, so everybody has an opinion on when's the best time to call your client, when's the best time not to call your client, when's the best time to do this, the best time to do that, what day, those kind of things. It's like, is there a good format for that? I mean, is it Tuesday and Wednesday or Thursday or, to physically contact people? I mean, it's hard to sell on a phone and just get a voicemail. I mean, that's in itself is discouraging, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
So there's got to be a better way to contact people.
I like that.
And I guess I'm just looking for different avenues, better ways to contact people. I mean, I have a big client base. I have 2,500 people in my CRM, right? But it's great to have them there. But if you're not touching base and 76 times, like you said, how are you going to get business from them?
Yeah, they're going to forget about it.
I'm trying to figure out ways to utilize the KV Core. I spent the whole day in there yesterday, and just trying to figure out a way to reach out to these people.
We'll come up with some tactics on that. Josh and I are both in a coaching group as well, and we have our days that we call certain people, but we also have the details of what realtors should do per our coaching group. Now, it's not exact science, but we'll definitely touch on those. Keith, any kind of major thing?
What do you want to learn?
Just how to prioritize things. How to, I guess, be more disciplined in blocking out the time to get those things accomplished.
So I think we can all agree that the mortgage business and the real estate sales business are pretty much one and the same, right? We have to prospect, we have to call clients, we have to get leads, we have to convert leads, we have to get those leads to say, yes, we're working with you, then help them find a house, then get them to close. Like, it is a very, very similar process. What we're going to be talking about today are really the top tactics to build out a great day. I almost wanted to change the title of this class to like how to win the day. Because very similar to your businesses, our businesses are very similar in terms of You get a phone call, squirrel, you're running a different direction. You wake up empowered, I made my list, I'm gonna do these top 5 things, and then you get the call. I need to list my house. I need to buy a house. We're going through a divorce. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of questions, and then that list gets crinkled up, tossed over the shoulder, and then you're running a completely different direction. So time blocking scared me when I first heard about it. I'm like, there's no way. I cannot sit and block from like 8 to 5 every single day because things pop up. I need a payment crunch, new lead, they found the dream home, Thursday's listings hit, and it's impossible to get it all done. Do you guys agree or disagree?
Totally.
So we're going to be really talking about some of the framework to have a successful day, to get it all done, and to knock out that list, allowing some of those squirrel activities to come in, because we can all agree that some of those squirrel activities are money-making activities. Agree or disagree? Cool. So we're going to be talking more about that. Lots of nuggets. My goal for this class is not to dazzle, but to give lots of tactics. So if you brought a pen, a piece of paper, jot things down as you see them. My favorite thing about a conference is write down anything that could be an aha moment, because you will forget about it in an hour. And one of my favorite things at a conference to do is to review those notes a day or two later and then pick a top 1 or 2 things that are like, I'm going to implement that. Because how many can agree, like yesterday was like drinking out fire hose. Like your cups were full yesterday. My cup was full yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many good nuggets and tactics. So that's going to be my biggest recommendation, is jot a few things down that you see here and then implement 1 or 2 and then keep rereading those notes.
Yeah. First main slide, just a little bit about Northern Mortgage. A lot of you guys know us, but we are locally and privately owned for the last 19 years. We're located in Byron Center. If anybody knows where Pete's Tavern is, it's a good pitching wedge away from there, is what I always say. We have in-house underwriting, processing, and also funding. Obviously, at our building that was built 2.5 years ago, our processors are right there in our building. Our teams are there. And underwriters are out of the corporate office in Granville. So everything is very local. We lend our own money. We're not as strict as the banks and the credit unions. What I always kind of tell about the difference between us and the banks and the credit unions, if you kind of take a big square and then you put a square inside of that, some of that stuff on the outside, maybe the gray area, a lot of the banks won't do. It's not being fraudulent or anything like that, but sometimes if the story makes sense, let's make it happen. But obviously, once you get outside the box, you can't do it. But a lot of the banks won't do that other stuff. So we're able to be flexible, is what it is. Fast turn times. I know everyone says that these days. And then also our programs, which we'll talk about 2 of our main programs at the very end, the 2-1 advantage that we have, and our equity forward as well. So go on theme days there, Josh.
All right. So I am big on theme days. I like time blocks. So every single day I have 10 a.m. to noon blocked for what my day needs to get done. 10 a.m. to noon, okay? Now if your schedule's different, it might be for you 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Or for a real estate agent, it might be 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So pick a time block. You can come in the front row here.
We're in a time management class.
Yep,
and you
time
show up
management
a few
class.
minutes
Please,
late.
everybody, give her a warm welcome and applause to a time management. I'm just kidding. Tim and I were mostly prepared, as you all saw.
Yes.
So the first tactic I'm going to give you guys is pick a 2-hour time block every single day. For us, it's 10 to noon. I get in, I look at emails, I meet with my team, I see what needs to get delegated, distributed, what is red hot urgent, and then from 10 a.m. to noon every single day, I am knocking out that theme day. I like it because I get distracted. Raise your hand if you ever had or somebody said that you had ADD or ADHD or any form of that. Good. ADD make the best salespeople. Some of the most successful people on the planet have ADD in one form or another. I need to know that it is Friday, and from 10 to noon, I'm doing this. And then I can still welcome all those squirrels between, the other 6-7 hours that I'm working.
During those hours, our doors are shut. The building basically has to be burning down for anybody to really come interrupt us. So when we say turn off the emails, Just focus on the phone calls or focus on whatever you're doing. Maybe one of these days is you're going to do Facebook messaging because obviously social media is huge. Just focus on that, but turn off all the other distractions. If you're working from home, turn the TV off. We all know there's an NCIS marathon on at some point. If I work from home, I've seen the episode probably 17 times, but I still need to see what Gibbs is going to do. Turn it off.
Yep.
So,
And we literally, I have a sign on my door that says, it's red, it says, do not disturb, power hour in progress. Mm-hmm. And for some of you guys, whether you're working in an office or out of an office or even at home, you need to hang that sign on your door. And like Tim said, it's got to be something's burning down. Otherwise, our team knows to leave us alone. And I even see like the team will try to do this. They will try to like creep up and like peek over the door, over the sign, and like, Josh, and I'm like, bait it. Get out of here. I'm working on my top things. And that's important because those top things, these theme days, are what is going to move your business forward. So Realtor theme days, this is for you. On Mondays, call VIP clients. VIP clients are clients that referred you or have referred you or have the potential to refer you. These are called influencers. Check in with them. I'm not saying beat on them every single week, but a couple of times a month, once a month, depending upon your relationship, check in with them. The goal for top VIPs and your favorite people is call 15 every Monday. So if you have a list of 15, don't badger the same 15 people every single Monday, but call 15 people, I'm going to say from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
And the VIPs can be your past clients, anybody that's referred you a deal, an insurance agent you're really close with, a title rep you're close with, a financial advisor that you're close with, a divorce attorney. You got to come up with a list of people that you know that wouldn't have a problem referring you somebody, that you actually consider them a VIP. And when you call them, let them know, hey, reaching out, you're one of my VIPs, and I just want to check and see what I can do to help you. Because if you offer to help them with something, they're always going to probably come back and say, hey, what can I do to help you?
So my favorite thing is we need to call, and it is okay to interrupt people. One of my favorite books ever is called Fanatical Prospecting. Mm-hmm. Listen to it on Audible. It is an incredible book. And really, one of the first few chapters, it says, we have turned into a society of nice. Oh, Keith, I don't want to interrupt you. Oh, Len, I don't want to mess up your day, so I'm going to just send you a soft text or a soft email. If you are intentional about your business, call and interrupt people. That one sentence completely rechanged my frame of mind, that if I'm reaching out to past clients, realtor partners, VIPs, anybody that can help my business grow, it's okay to call and interrupt them. And my favorite are leave big voicemails. Len, I just want to let you know you're one of my VIPs. I care a lot about you. I'm so grateful for the 3 clients that you referred last year. I still love the fact that you chose me 2 years ago for your new purchase. How are things going? Is there anything I can do for you? Listen, 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 listen. And then towards the end of that, ask, hey, are you happy with your current house right now? Yes, everything's great. Awesome. Great. If you hear anybody else talking about real estate, will you connect me? Can I count on you for 2? So not every conversation needs to go that way, or if that's too salesy, like break it up a little bit. But we need to ask more, and we need to connect more. A realtor that sold my house and helped me buy my new house has yet to follow up with me, and it's been 4.5 years. In my mind, that agent is fired. I bought I'll call it a new to me truck recently at a GMC dealership in Hudsonville, and that guy checks in with me monthly. Do I know his name? Yes or no? Yes. Participation. Do I know his name? Yes. And he's always like, how's your truck? Is everything good? Hey, there's a warranty thing coming up. Our service department will be in touch with you. Now, this isn't like a Mercedes-Benz or Lexus or anything like that. This is a GMC. And I am impressed. Have I referred this guy to other clients? Yes or no? Yes. Absolutely. I know his name. We need to operate in the same capacity. And the thing about people that sell cars is we sell what? 1 to, I heard last night, 12 houses a month. He has to sell 30, 40, 50 to make the same money. And he still stays in touch in that manner. So we need to follow up. So the goal, 15 every Monday, schedule a lunch. Hey, Len, it's been forever. I'd love to meet up with you for lunch, coffee, happy hour, whatever. VIPs. And then eventually build a birthday program, categorize, and build a list. Powerful lists equal powerful results. Please write that down.
One other thing I would add, one thing that you said, Len, because you're like, hey, we leave voicemails, but we're not getting anywhere. The other thing that I would add to the powerful voicemail is sometimes I just turn my phone around and shoot a quick video and shoot it or send it over as a text. I think it was a year ago. I sent, and you can do this for any kind of message. I did it for a birthday message. I reached out to a real estate agent, a good friend of mine. He didn't answer. So instead of leaving a voicemail saying, hey, happy birthday, just shot a quick 30-second video saying, Justin, it's Tim. Hey, I love our partnership. I love our friendship. I just wanted to wish you happy birthday. I think it's better than doing the Facebook messages, a quick little text, but just a video. When it came around to his birthday the next year, I called him up. He goes, oh, I don't get my video? I was like, you remember that? He goes, dude, I implement that in my business to every birthday, anniversary of like a wedding anniversary, but also the anniversary when they bought the home with me. He's like, I took that and I ran with it. And I had no idea he did that. So I think videos like that through a text, because don't get me wrong, I don't read all my personal email, I look at probably twice a week because we have so much on our work email. But I think shooting a text video is bigger than you would anticipate. So that's another way I would go with it.
Jot this down. Write be impactful, be intentional. So even if they don't respond back to you, know that that voicemail went out into the universe and they received it. If I called Larissa and said, Larissa, I'm thinking about you. How are you? How are things? People like to be thought about. That is why people are on social media every single day checking likes, hearts, comments, everything like that. And I'm going to encourage you, if you are spending a little time on social media, skip the likes and hearts. I mean, still do it, but make sure you're interacting via comments. People want to feel interacted with. Our society right now is craving that one-on-one interaction more than ever. We see it. We see it when clients want to come in and meet with us and sit and talk and social. We are social beings, especially in real estate. That's why you're all up at 8 a.m. And I'm very proud of every single one of you for on a Friday at 8 a.m. for coming in here and for listening. Mm-hmm. So on Tuesday, so once you get through your Mondays, how many of y'all know, like you make 15 calls, you leave 15 impactful voicemails, you have a few good conversations. How many of y'all know, like, your week is starting off good, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Can I get a yes? Yes. I'm going to try to do the Satima. He's way better looking than I am.
2 claps.
Two claps this time. But your week is started off so good. When I make my Monday Realtor VIP calls, and many of you have received this call, when I get to the end of that day, I don't care if I talk to 2 people or 200, I want to talk to as many as I can, but leaving those impactful voicemails, my week is so good. It starts off so good. And you set the groundwork, you set the stage for the rest of that week. So Tuesday is status calls. If you have deals in process, update your buyers, update your sellers. If Doug calls, hey Josh, I just want to let you know I talked to the lender on your home sale. Everything's going good. We're on track for a closing. Is there anything I can do for you? Nope, I'm pretty happy. Everything's good. Awesome. Hey, is there anybody else that you know that you've bumped into that is thinking about buying or selling right now? Or is there anybody else that you know that has talked to you about real estate? When people are going through the real estate process, they are talking to other people. And if you are not asking for that referral, that connection, the whatever, you are missing it. Our clients think we are too busy. Yes or no? Yes. 100%. Sometimes you start doing a lot of business, then your clients think you're really untouchable. You're too up here on the social medias. Oh, you're so busy. You're running around doing all these things. Oh, I don't want to bother you. You're so busy. So that's another problem that we'll have to deal with and talk about in a little bit. But Tuesday, status calls.
What he was talking about, asking for 1 or asking for 2. I think, and we'll talk about a little bit more later in the presentation, we call those current client referrals, CCRs. I think we're too much in the presence of asking at closing for a referral. Where when anybody says something exciting, like when we pre-approve somebody, oh my gosh, this is amazing. We can buy a $300,000 house, where they are excited. That's when we know, ding, ding, we got to ask for a referral. Hey, I know you're excited. Like he said, you're going to start seeing other people that are looking at buying homes. It's called the scientific term is a reticular activator. It's like when I bought a blue truck. You know how many blue trucks I see on the road now?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Or if, first time parents, they're pregnant for the first time. You know how many other people they see are pregnant? Same thing with buying a house. If someone's pre-approved and they're excited and you're going out and looking at homes with you guys, they're going to know other people. They're going to talk about it. So those are the times where you got to ask for it at the beginning, the middle. The end isn't just the only time, but the end's good. But at the end, they're nervous about getting keys, when the moving truck's going to be there. Maybe, it's 30 days after closing. Those are things that are stressful. So you got to try to train yourself to ask anytime you hear something positive from the client. So
The end of the transaction is the least productive time to ask for a referral. Yet it is the most popular time most salespeople ask for the referral. They need you in the middle of that transaction. So on pre-approval, program your clients, hey, can I count on you for 2 over the next 6 months? Wednesday, hot leads and old leads, reach out. If there's buyers that are on your list, hey, reach out. Hey, it's 2023. This is my favorite line for this year. Do you have any plans to move this year? Do you have any real estate plans for this year? No, I'm set. We love our house. We love our house. We love our house. Thank you so much. Cool. Do you know anyone else that does? Those 2 lines are extremely helpful. I read the scariest stat ever. 60% of people that we sold homes to and closed loans for in the last 3 years didn't get what they want or don't like their house. And we're not calling our past clients.
that's Thursday. We're on Wednesday.
I know I'm jumping in.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So hot leads, old leads, buyers not under contract, potential sellers who've not signed listing agreements, mail, reach out. I like old school calls. I think we can get caught up a little too much in technology. I think technology has a big place in our business, but do not get sucked into the black hole of technology. Do not get sucked into the black hole of social media. They are big time wasters. Agree or disagree? Agreed. Thursday.
So Thursday, what Josh has said, that is true. The one thing I heard was anybody that bought a house in the last 3 years didn't get the house they wanted. They got the house they got. Meaning that before COVID, when it got crazy, client looking for a house. All right, I want 10 boxes checked. But maybe they get a house that checks 8 because they want a fenced-in backyard. Well, that's something you can add at the very end. The last couple of years, they maybe checked off 2, maybe 4 of those boxes because on the 40th offer, they went 20 grand above or 50 grand above and they finally got an offer accepted. That's what's happened over the last 2-3 years. So these are the people that you need to be reaching out to by sending a letter, because I think still handwritten letters, I get excited when someone sends me a handwritten letter. I won't lie. It's like they put the time and effort to actually do it. Now, I know there's machines that kind of fake the writing and stuff, but it still makes me feel, special inside. But these are the clients that we need to be reaching out to because they may not have the house they wanted, or during COVID and everything that they realized the house is a little bit smaller. So getting them excited about possibly looking at a house or asking them, if you were to move in 2023, what would be the dream home? I jokingly tell people I'm not moving for at least 10 years because of my kids in school. But if I was ever to move, I would want a golf simulator in my house. So if there's a man cave with a golf simulator in Hudsonville, give me a call. Maybe I would. I don't know. But that would be my dream house.
He would.
Yeah. Tim, golf simulator, Hudsonville. But that's the stuff that you need to be talking to your clients about. Talk about their dream, what their dream home would be with these phone calls and make them more impactful, like Josh always says.
One of the greatest tactics that I've heard is create a little black book, not in a bad way, we're not creating hit lists here, but create a little black book of your client's dream house. And if you see it as you're looking through the the MLS, if it's a golf simulator, if it's waterfront, if it's a house on a lake in Rockford, everybody, once they're settled in, is always thinking about the next thing. Agree or disagree? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We built our dream house in 2018, and my wife's already looking at new things, and I'm very, very concerned. I said, we built our dream house. We're going to die in here. She was like, yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
So once, you know a realtor? I love it. So that's really important too. Keep a little, and then it keeps you engaged with your clients. If you see that house pop up, oh, our dreams to be on Gun Lake, oh, our dreams to be on Green Lake. Even if it's out of their price range or whatnot, send it to them. Say, hey, saw this, thought of you. Let me know if you want to see it. Oh, it's out of our price range. It's $8 million, whatever. Say, hey, no problem. I just want to let you know that I saw it and I thought of you. And we're not being impactful enough, but those are great ways to make a big impact.
Quick story with that. 7 years ago, my wife and I moved to the neighborhood we're in right now. Literally a week later, we're taking our kids and dog for a walk. We live next to Georgetown Shores. We're on one of the small lakes. We were across the street from one of the small lakes. A week into it, she's like, I really like to move on the lake. I'm like, we just moved into this house. It was a pain in the ass to move. We're not moving. 2.5 years later, we're living on a lake. We moved across, like literally across the street, 2 houses to the right. It's probably 40 yards. I'm probably closer to my car right now, or my house is closer than my car is parked right now. But now she's always like, oh, we gotta move to the bigger lake. I'm like, no, I'm not buying a boat. But like, it's always gonna be there. So having a dream
He's
book.
going to move to the bigger lake.
I'm not moving to the bigger lake.
Tim Meduna.
Unless there's a golf simulator, okay?
Georgetown Shores. Golf simulator.
Golf simulator. So yes.
So Friday, cold call day. This is not fun, but is necessary. Write down, it is necessary to reach out to people that you know. Many people that have gotten into real estate have a successful background. You could reach out to your old HR people. You could reach out to local business people. Support their ways, support their businesses, but reach out to business people, influencers. You could ask your CPA, hey, have you bumped into anybody that's thinking about real estate? You can ask your attorney. The goal is to network within our networks. Now, I realize that this is a lot. There's birthday programs, there's letters, there's mail, there's EOS, there's KV Core, there's all of that. But if I can encourage one thing out of all of this, this is like the perfect roadmap. And how many of y'all agree, like, nobody's perfect? I'm not perfect. There's still things that I need to get better at, birthday program, and get better at here, get better at there. But pick a tactic or two, even if it's, hey, for 2 hours a day, I'm going to stick to a time block, and I'm going to reach out to just 15. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to do this. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to do this. And then on Thursday, I'm going to do this. Your business will be so much farther forward than if you're just kind of showing up unintentionally or like, hey, let's walk around the office for 2 hours and let's have some coffee.
Number one priority, though, for you guys, and we have the same thing, is you got to have activity. Make the phone calls. I know sometimes they're tough, but your number one priority is to make phone calls, make more connections. I've been preaching just activity for such a long time. A good agent of mine, he was slower in November and December. He just hammered his past clients, hammered social media. Nothing came out of it in November or December. Come this past week and coming into this past weekend, he had 10 new leads. He sent me 8 of them. Do you think I like him? I like him a lot. But it is one of those things. He even said, all that activity that I was doing in November and December that didn't feel like it was really paying off is paying off because it was from all that stuff he was doing. So your activities with making phone calls, like we said, your number one, the squirrel mentality, get it done before anything else. So
how many of y'all, like, when you read this is scary. Like, you get that knot in your stomach. You're like, ugh, I don't want to do that. Josh said optional, so I'm going to scratch that off the list. So let me talk about the last 3 years of real estate. Literally, our phones were ringing off the hook. Agreed or disagree? People were calling us in droves. It was the real estate gold rush. I equate it to literally apples, fresh, beautiful, juicy apples were falling off the tree, and our entire industry, lenders, title, everybody included in this, was picking those apples up off the ground, biting into it, crunch, beautiful, delicious apples. What does that apple tree look like right now? It looks a little different. There's apples on the tree, but we're going to have to climb all the way up that tree, all the way up. Shoot, we might need to get a bucket and a crane to get up there to get those apples. What's going on with the apples on the ground right now? Are they beautiful and delicious and crunchy and perfect? No, what do they look like? gross applesauce. There's worms in them. The deer have gotten to them. The bugs have gotten to them. They are mush and gross and eesh and run away.
Kind of like this picture.
So I don't know how this goes with apples. Maybe we should have picked a different thing. But basically what I'm trying to say is we need to crawl up the tree. We need to get in. There's still apples in the tree. We need to have that abundance mindset, but we need to work harder than we've ever worked to get those apples. This year in 2023, we have got to make our phones ring instead of just ring, ring, ring. Here's a bunch of leads. The work we do today and in the first quarter of this year will determine what our April through December look like.
So we ever kind of talked about the different lists and how to create them. Obviously, we talked about the VIP list. These are people, again, that you know in different businesses, insurance, title. Add an appraiser on there if you really know one. They're always good people to have if you know anybody to kind of throw comps against. It's not a bad idea. Vendor list is obviously only one lender, Josh and I. Everybody else can be taken off. Sorry, John. I know you're in here. I'm just kidding. Top business partners. Obviously, you got to look at where all your business comes from, but create the list. The biggest challenge first, create the list. And then we have the days on how to cater to those lists as well.
Cool. So some different tactics to be impactful is have client appreciation events. Happy hours are always good. Your people want to interact, invite them out. So my favorite thing about a happy hour is whether everybody shows or nobody shows, it's a great event. Because the honor is in the invite. Hey Len, I'm having a happy hour this Thursday, couple drink tickets, couple appetizers, get your lender, get us to co-sponsor that with you, invite people out. People like to have fun. Who was here Wednesday night? We were the sponsors of fun. Keep your hand up if you had fun. People want to have fun. People are not having enough fun right now.
I still don't understand why Coop gave me the drink tickets. That was the worst idea ever. I'm just saying.
I think a lot of people experience their very first old fashioned. I've never seen a tray that full of old fashions. At the end of the night, which is really bad, there was a tray of like 46 old fashions that came out like this. And I'm like, okay, nobody's getting up for Thursday morning.
It was last call.
It was definitely last call. I think we rang the bar dry.
I know.
But have events, have client appreciation events. People want to get together, but the honor is in the invite. So my biggest thing is that if I have a happy hour and I invite 20 and 3 show up, I'm going to love on those 3. But everybody else is like, thank you so much for thinking about me. And then invite them to the next one. Implement a personal budget form for past clients, different ways to interact, create a vendor of the month program, start a birthday program. I would probably say out of all of these, birthdays and appreciation events are the top 2 big ones. I don't love my birthday. It's right around Halloween. As a kid, it was always kind of overshadowed. My parents were like, happy Halloween, here's some candy and a small cake, and that was it. It was always kind of overshadowed by Halloween. But one thing that I remembered in October, I write this down, October 29th, call Josh, no, I'm just kidding, is I got some really impactful texts, and I got 2 videos. One from Tim, which doesn't count, and one from somebody else. So I probably had, I don't know, we'll call it 100 plus people right on my Facebook wall. Did I read every one of those comments? Should I have? Yep. Should I have interacted with those comments? Yep. I just didn't have the time or the resource. So on birthdays, be impactful. Be impactful. Send a text. Send something nice. I love this selfie video. Let people know. People like to be celebrated on their birthday. If you catch it's one of your big clients' birthdays, there's like cupcakes creations and crumbled cookies, and I've had to rush order a few birthday gifts that I saw at 2 p.m. to their house for people that I forgot. So it's better to, have a list than to go squirrel. But honor people on their birthdays.
And how do you know about when their birthday is or when their wedding anniversary is? Implement an all about you form. An all about you form is something that when you first meet with your client to get their birthdays, get their kids' names, their kids' birthdays. These are things that you can implement into your business to really show that you guys care and that you're going the extra mile. This could also say their favorite coffee. You show up to your first appointment with them with a white chocolate mocha, because that's what I like, and we're going to go see golf simulators, I would be happy as all hell. Just let you know, white chocolate mocha. But these are things that you got to look at. I think one of the smallest gifts you guys can give is if it's a younger family with kids. The Berenstein Bear book, that's, I don't know what the title is. It's
Moving
like
Day.
Moving Day. When you show that you care about the kids, you're done. You're the realtor for life. It's just, that's the thing that you guys got to do. But get an all about you form filled out on the client to show that you care, but also go the extra mile for them.
So our big thing that we're talking with our staff and everybody about is go deep with our clients. Everybody on my staff has up to a $50 budget per client that if they hear something, whether they're a Michigan fan or a State fan or whatever, that they can go on Amazon, order something to the office, we'll repackage it in our northern fun, bubbly wrap, send it out to them, and we literally say, saw this, thought of you, can't wait to work with you. So I did that. I was taking a pre-approval on a Saturday night, and there was a Michigan game going on. I think they were playing Maryland. And I'm talking to these clients, and literally they're like keeping me up to date on the scores and the plays as I'm like gathering their info, seeing if we can't get this offer accepted because offers are due on Sunday. And they didn't end up winning that offer, which they were very, very bummed about, but they're now pre-approved and they're actively looking. So I immediately went on Amazon. Y'all, this takes 2 seconds. His and hers Michigan socks. It cost me $18. Drop shipped it to the office. We repackage it. Card, boom. Resent it out to them. Raving fans for life. They literally called their agent in tears and said nobody's ever like taken that good care of us. Y'all, it was $18. Not a big deal, but very, very thoughtful. The goal is to be impactful and to be intentional, and we are all about that.
2 things. If you haven't read the book, Raving Fans, write that down. You should read that. It's one of our favorite books. And a story, I had a client that got sent to me. He's told me he's talked to 5 different lenders. Over the last year, he's talked to 4 different realtors. We got him pre-approved. We sent a thank you card and 2 $5 Starbucks gift cards. This was last year, November. They ended up switching real estate agents, but they stayed with me. I tried to get him back to the original realtor, but he's like, that guy really pissed me off. I can't do it. Whatever. We get to the closing table. He goes, you know why we stuck with you? I was like, because I'm amazing? He goes, no, not that. He goes, right around Christmas, we got a thank you card from you. And my wife opened it up and had 2 Starbucks gift cards in it and said, enjoy a cup of Joe on us. She goes, looked at me and says, we're not changing lenders. I know you called a bunch of different lenders. It was $10. And hell, he paid for it because it's his company. So it wasn't out of my pocket. $10 gift cards to Starbucks. These are little things that you do will actually impact the client and make them a client for life. So, next slide. We talked about it already. Current client referrals, when to ask. But the other part about it is keep track. We always got to track our day. We have a lunch and learn coming up on February 8th, and it's going to be talking about how to track your leads and how to track your day. We call them lead trackers and greatness trackers. You got to know where the lead came from, but also that really keeps it top of mind. So if you got a lead last week and you followed up with them 4 times last week, but now you've been here for 2.5 days, you're like, crap, you have it on your lead tracker, you got to follow up with them again. So these are things that you got to keep things top of mind with having things written down. Oh, also, thought you were going to take over, but you just kind of stared at me blankly. Thank you cards. Again, I told you, thank you card. When I get a written thank you card from a client or a real estate agent about a deal, I have them hanging up. Josh's office on his whiteboard, you can't even see the whiteboard anymore because it's all thank you cards. That's the thing that a client would love to get that from you guys. And that goes a long way. Like I said, the Starbucks gift card, it was a thank you card for letting us be their lender to pre-approve them. And then we closed the deal. So,
who's read the book 5 Love Languages? That is an incredible book, both relationally, if you're in a relationship or if you're married, the 5 love languages, but you can also do that with your clients. So my main love language is words of affirmation. I love to hear nice things. So if you guys come up to me and tell me really nice things, I'm going to really like you. But that is my thing, words of affirmation, which is also why my whiteboard is covered in thank you cards. I cannot throw one out, especially if it's well written. If they took the time, I would say if you're writing a thank you card, fill it! Top to bottom, write all kinds of nice things. Not, I like you, I hope you have a great day, love, Keith. Like, really spend some time on those thank you cards. Fill it, write deep, go deep. Let people know that you love and appreciate them. So that's words of affirmation. We send clients little gifts. Some people's love languages are gifts. Who likes getting little gifts that get you all warm and tingly on the inside? Come on, let me see. Couple people. All right, so that is your main love language. If you spend time with your clients on the phone, some people's love language is time. My wife's love language is time. I have to sit and listen to all the stories at the end of the day and nod and smile. And I've learned, don't fix anything. She brings lots, all these problems. I just listen. King, right?
Yes.
I learned all about this yesterday. Yeah. King, queen, it blew my mind. There was a conference within a conference yesterday. I'll explain it to y'all later. King. 3%, 97%. Yep. Larissa blew my mind yesterday. I had no idea this was going on. My staff in the back is all laughing. But hit the different points. Physical touch, I'm not a physical touch dude. I like knuckles and high five. It's not for me. It's not for me. But if in a professional setting, just be careful. High fives, that can equate in, physical touch and time and all of that. So I think I hit all 5, maybe 4. I'm forgetting the 5th. Fill me in, somebody. Gifts. So as you're interacting with your clients, a thank you card, time, a small gift, even if you don't know what their love language is, you're going to hit it and they're going to automatically feel connected. Everybody knows 10 real estate agents. Everybody knows 10 lenders. How can we break through the noise? What is your value proposition? Well, I can market your listing to sell it really good and take professional pictures. Yup. Well, what are interest rates? Well, it's like gas stations. We're all within a penny of each other on a daily basis. Well, I can close really fast. Well, that's everybody. So we need to break through the noise, and we're going to do that using raving fans and 5 love languages and connecting at a deeper level. We are going to have a higher chance of winning with that. Do you agree or disagree?
Great.
On the daily things that we're doing, why don't you just put down, I'm going to write 2 thank you cards a day or 3. And if you don't have anybody to thank because of a lead that came in, write it to a VIP and tell them why they're on your VIP list. So think of things like this. Social media, obviously, it is huge, obviously, but you can't stay on it all day, every day. It's a rabbit hole. This guy sends me so many TikToks. I think at night he goes down a rabbit hole. But then I started sending him stuff and really messing with the algorithms behind the scenes. So now he's seeing weird stuff. But you got to really, when we talked about calendars, that's what you got to put in your calendar if you're going to post things. But also comment on everybody's stuff, because the more you comment on it, or them commenting on your post and interacting, your stuff will start showing up more on social media. So
biggest thing is don't get sucked in. Y'all, we spend way too much time on your iPhones or whatnot. Have you seen that tracker of how many minutes you spend on a certain app? It's crazy. Take your time, look at your business, be diligent. But that 45 minutes that Tim sends me TikToks in and gets sucked in that rabbit hole, that could be impactful time doing other things to move my business forward. Or that could be impactful time with my wife, impactful time with my kids. Some people might have to delete social media off your phone. I might have to delete TikTok off my phone.
You can set time limits per app.
Really? All right, Larissa's going to help me set time limits per application so you don't get sucked in. Can I be honest? Social media and things like that are billboards. I passed 100 billboards this morning coming from Granville to Holland. Do I remember any of them? No. Social media is a constant flip of billboards. It's good that they see your face every once in a while, but don't get confused. It's not going to be the main driver of your business. Calls, connections, deep relationships will be. We are in a relationship business. We sell expensive things. Expensive things require deep relationships. Agree or disagree? We deal with the largest purchase ever. I saw the funniest meme about spit my teeth out laughing, and it was directed towards all real estate professionals. And it was real estate professionals. I don't even know if we have this. I tried to find this meme. Will spend more time and money setting up a podcast studio than they will making their calls and calling their past clients and calling their leads. That hit home because I'm like, man, I know people. Man, I probably was that guy. Man, I spent a little too much time on social media yesterday. But that is important not to get sucked into that rabbit hole of social media and distracting things. And you get to the end of the day, oh my gosh, I am so successful. Oh, I had the best day ever. I think Satima said it yesterday. And literally what you accomplished was nothing. And that was brutal to hear and to see.
So we saw a post. I don't know if anybody knows Andrew's story. He shared this. It was someone that posted like his year in review, and it said number of homes sold, no one cares. Total volume doesn't matter. How many people I impacted on their lives? 100. So these are things we got to look at being more impactful, not just talking about your stats and such. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier about the last 2 to 3 years. This is talking to your past clients, but also old leads. You know, obviously this last year, people got priced out of the market and they said, we're just going to rent for 6 months or rent for 12 months. These are people that you need to be reaching out to the most right now because rates are coming down. It's a more balanced market right now as well. So if anybody was priced out, this is the time to be reaching back out to all those people. And hopefully you have them on a lead tracker and you tracked them all so that you can reach out to them.
All right, we got 8 minutes left. We're going to fly.
Take it.
All right, so how many of you guys have had interest rate conversations with your clients? You're like, oh, the interest rates, oh, the payments are too high. There are programs to help with that. I do not like the marry the house, date the rate. I don't. I think it comes across way too salesy. I think if Keith comes to me and says, Josh, the interest rates are too high, what is he really telling me? He's really telling me that, Josh, the monthly payments are too high. If you can help me overcome my monthly payment objection, I can buy a house. So I love the mortgage industry because we are ever changing, ever evolving. We are very entrepreneurial like the real estate business. I love that we get to coincide together. So the 2-1, who's heard of a 2-1 buy down or 2-1 advantage? I'll give you the 30,000 foot view.
This was back in October where rates were a little bit higher, just to let you guys know.
So as inflation curtails and comes down, so will interest rates. Who saw the inflation report yesterday? I did, because I'm a nerd and I follow that stuff, and it impacts mortgage interest rates. The inflation report for December came out yesterday, and it was better news than expected. So the stock market ran, and mortgage interest rates dipped from the low 6s into the high 5s. How many of y'all know that is great news? So that is great news that you can share with your clients. Hey, mortgage interest rates are coming down. There are programs out there that could take, let's say the rate's 5.875 today. We go, hey, how does, it's early for math. How does 3.875 sound for a 30-year fixed interest rate? There is programs that can help you. The 2-1 buy down is the first year the rate is 2 points lower. The second year the rate is 1 point lower. And the year 3 through 30, it remains fixed unless the client wants to refinance to that new lower rate. There are ways that we can help our clients overcome objections. 1/3 of all closings right now have seller concessions on that. Whether you build them in, whether you have them, whether you negotiate them with inspections, whatever. So we have programs that can help your clients secure that lower interest rate and help them win. When somebody's talking about rates, don't date the house, marry the rate, or anything like that. Just say, hey, lean into that conversation further. Why is that impactful? Why are interest rates affecting you? Let's dig in more. Well, it's just expensive. Great. What's your budget? Let's shop within your budget. And we're really, really good about that. We're really big on that. And we're helping a lot of clients win with this program.
So with this, you can see the 2% less at the time was 4.875 on a 320, 20% down, so 256 is the purchase or loan amount. In the first year, just on principal and interest savings is almost $4,000. They're saving almost $325 a month. In year 2, they're saving $167 a month on the principal and interest. So if they stay in this loan for 24 months, they're going to save almost $6,000 just on the principal and interest part of their payment. Now, I've had the conversation with people, well, what if rates go up? And in this scenario, what if they're 7.5? They're stuck at 6.875. They're still lower than what rates would be. obviously we're anticipating rates to keep going down like we just saw yesterday. We enroll them into our refinance program. Like once it really in our system has a ding and it makes sense, we can refinance them. Or it's the weight game. But as long as they stick in this, they're going to have a lower payment. It's an amazing program.
So when you connect your clients with us, you're getting a different level of experience. Most loan officers will gather info, pull credit, request docs, and pre-approve. We're telling stories. Hey, this may not be your right time. Here's why a lot of our buyers are buying right now. They're taking advantage of the market knowing that interest rates will go down at some point and they'll refinance. A lot of our buyers are buying right now because they realize when interest rates do dip, a lot of those bidding wars are going to come back. So we're never selling the client. If you can connect your client and get them in front with us, we're going to tell stories of why other people are buying. Do people like to do what other people are doing? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Last slide here, or one of the last slides, we actually built a yard sign. Kellen Keck actually came up with this idea when the program came out because he has a builder, Andrew Alberg, that they have a few houses that are sitting around. Andrew approved it where if he gets an offer, he would offer this program to, like he would provide the 2.5% seller concessions so that the buyer could get this home. So this, if you have a listing that's been on the market a little bit, and if your seller, instead of doing a big price reduction, would be willing to offer something like this, we have signs that we can put in the yard to help sell the house with this program. So.
Love it. We have 2 minutes left. Was this helpful? Was this impactful? Did you get something out of this class?
Yes.
All right.
Do we help you with your questions, Keith and Len?
Yes. Yes.
Will there be a time that you can get qualified at the 2% below market rate?
You have to qualify off of wherever the interest rate was. So in that scenario, they have to debt to income ratio at that 6.875 is where we have to qualify them off of.
But for most clients,
Do you
it's
see a
not.
change for that at all?
No.
Because it's not like a lot of people think it's an ARM, but it's strictly a 30-year conventional loan. The nice thing also is say that whatever the buy down was, say it's $5,000 from the seller, and at month 14, we're able to refinance them. And there's still maybe $2,000 left in this kind of pool for the buy down. That $2,000 doesn't just disappear. If we go to refinance them and their payoff is $250, now their payoff is $248. So that leftover money goes to the balance. But I don't think we'll ever just qualify them off the 2% less because it is strictly a 30-year conventional loan.
And most people are able to qualify at the higher rate. They just don't want their payment that high. Mm-hmm. So that's really what we're seeing. Hey, yes, you can buy $1 million house, but my budget says $400,000. So our goal is really to hey, let's help get that $400,000 house and get that payment as low as possible. So we are totally accessible for you guys. We love City to Shore. We're big supporters. We've been with y'all for 2.5 days. So if you guys have any questions come up, don't hesitate to call, text, visit us, pull us aside, ask us questions. We're very accessible. We want to help your business grow.
Perfect. Thank you very
all.
much, guys.
8 a.m. class. I'm so proud of you guys.